right?
That was funny. You said there was no countdown there, Kyle.
I thought there was. Oh man. Okay,
Man,
it's all
we
good.
are a train wreck already, guys. What's up, dude?
It is
train
still
wreck.
there. Oh, see. I thought I turned that thing off, but it's okay. All right.
That's hilarious.
Oh, well, guys, we got a lot to discuss today. Hey, schedule release came out. Still laughing at it. Tons of Easter eggs there, by the way.
Oh yeah.
The Harrison Butker one is like hilarious. I didn't realize that was all about his like college commencement speech where he talked about women and how women are supposed to only be in the kitchen and stuff like that. I had no idea that's what it was about.
Yeah,
it was so funny. And I was like, that is, man, they troll, dude. And by the way, I have a statistic. I'll pull it up. I gotta find the photo, but I think I posted on our YouTube page of how much we dominated the entire schedule release videos. But we're going to talk more about the schedule. And we got a lot to go into, guys. So, hey, we ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Get into it.
Let's go.
I'm Dale Henley. You watching the Boat Bros podcast? Let's do it!
All right. We are here. So Aether's already upset at me. Aether, what did I do now, buddy?
He was upset at you.
Oh,
and then now he's happy with you.
Okay, all right.
Because you sent him some blue chews, I take it, huh?
That's right.
That's so funny.
That's
right. All right, no, that's good stuff. I like it. Yeah, but it's kind of interesting. I was thinking about that today. I was like, how we dominate this every year. I mean, check this out. The Chargers. And this was like the day after. This is how many actual views the Chargers got for that schedule release. It's just nuts.
Crazy.
Goodness. Yeah, it's just
they really honestly do a great job with a lot of people. They tend to, and to be honest, I watched a couple other ones out there. Mm-hmm. I think I saw the Detroit Lions. I saw the Falcons, which was actually kind of cool. It was NFL Street, basically, is what they did.
Yeah,
pretty cool. They gave us a little shot out. They actually kind of jabbed at us a bit on that one, where it was. It said, "Who's got it better than us?" And then there was another shirt that said, "Everybody," basically, instead of nobody. And I was like, "That's pretty funny." That's funny.
Oh, that's who did that?
The Falcons.
Oh,
I don't know.
The Falcons. The Dirty Birds.
I think that's actually a knock on them too, because I mean they're just in the same boat as us, because and it was on their court, so it's like I don't know. I think that's more of a jab on them.
Well, they also we still did that whole Super Bowl, number basically. What they ended up having was a 27-3 or whatever it was, or
28-3.
Yeah, we still put that in theirs too. Yeah. I mean, literally, our videos are just talking smack every single time. That's like what we do with our videos. That's all we do. I mean, we back up with a big game. Now, hopefully we can show that game on field, basically. Jeez.
Hey, we poking the bear. That's all right, though. That's all right.
Poking the bear.
Yep. Hey. Larry got himself a new little icon. I like it, Larry.
That's
up? Good.
What's up?
Yeah.
Oh, Kay Adams. She's my girl, dude. Come on now. She's my girl. She's she needs to hit me up. I mean, I need to shoot her another message here pretty soon. We gotta chat, Kay, you and me. Let's collab on the old Chargers, one of these days here. But that's right, Kay. Come on. Hit me up, Kay.
We'll collab on the only bros.
Yeah, only bros. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. Oh, you did, Lockdown? Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, so we did get a signing though. I was going to do a separate video on it, but I think it's kind of good to talk about before we go into the schedule. We signed this gentleman as an edge rusher. He actually played against the Jim Harbaugh, and actually it's Chris Collins. The interesting thing about him is he's, he played 12 games at the University of Minnesota. Then he was at UNC as well. He did pretty well, right? Over, his entire college career, 54 games, 86 total tackles, 42 solos, 6.5 sacks, forced fumble. But we also did let go of Brevin Allen. So Brevin Allen was released off of the practice squad. We do currently have 90 men on the practice or the actual roster at this moment, right? So
sorry, Brevin Allen.
That's for Brevin Allen. By the way, I like Brevin Allen. He was a Campbell, right? Say that 100 times fast. Campbell.
Like, what does that mean?
Well, the Campbells were the Camels were their mascot. So he went to Campbell. Camel. Yeah, that's what they were.
Oh,
it was like
Campbell,
a D2
Camel. I thought you said I thought you said Campbell, but no.
No.
Like, yeah.
No.
It's a
Brevin Allen's still along with the team.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, the thing is, though, Brevin Allen, like, so any new coaching staff, any new, regime basically comes in and changes. I mean, the philosophy of it is that we're going to be a physical team. Maybe he was just kind of a guy that fits more for our team and what our physicality that we want to have. And, mind you, he's only practicing too. Interesting observation too. We're not seeing dudes out there in shorts with like a jersey anymore. Like this is like full jerseys all around. Like, it's kind of cool to be able to see that. Like they're, hey, look, man, it's like, I think it was Deion Sanders saying, look good, feel good, play good, baby. And, that's kind of really what it is. I think that there's kind of setting a standard. Go back to the Yankees and how the Yankees are like, you can't have a beard, basically. You need to have like a specific uniform kind of to it. Like, basically, I think that's one thing that I feel like Jim Harbaugh is doing a great job of making sure you kind of have like, hey, you're here for business and you're here to earn that jersey and keep that jersey on your back kind of thing. So it's
business.
Yeah.
It's business time.
That's a good song. Baby. It's a good song. And primetime games. Yes, only 3. We're going to talk more about all that as well too. Hey, Chiefs got a rough schedule as well too. And good to see you, Miguel. That's right. It's not Saturday without the bros. Well said.
Right.
It's not a Saturday without you guys too, right? I mean, you got to understand we really enjoy doing this with you guys for sure.
I mean, honestly, doubt. Like you guys might look forward to us doing this, but we look forward to doing it with you. Like we look forward to chatting with you guys about everything. So yeah, man.
No doubt. It's always something we're looking forward to on every Saturday, man. And we can't wait for the season, man. And, I mean, I know some people are already chatting and kind of the idea behind this whole show is talking about the schedule and everything. And, we kind of came in saying, hey, let's look at some of these bigger schedules or bigger teams that we're going to be playing during our schedule and see if there's some sort of advantage there too. And, it's not easy for a lot of these teams, guys. It's not easy for a lot of these teams. Like even to say the AFC North. AFC North currently has Steelers, Ravens, and Browns have the 1, 2, and 3 hardest strength of schedules this season. You just imagine how difficult it's going to be to be able to win that division. And then you got the Bengals at the 14th easiest schedule all around. So there's a lot of these schedules that are so rough. If you look at that Steelers schedule, you're like, boy, I don't know if Mike Tomlin's going to find a way to be able to end up winning, or at least have another winning season with that kind of schedule. It's tough. And he's got a quarterback situation too.
Yeah.
Woo. It's going to be tough.
Though? Hey, we only got 16 weeks until the games begin. The NFL starts in 16 weeks. So we got a whole NFL season coming up,
But is that when the preseason starts, or is that when the regular season starts?
That's when the regular season starts. September.
Yeah, regular season.
That's cool. Actually, you're right. No, that's when the first Chargers game is in 16 weeks. September 8th.
Week 1.
Week 1.
Okay.
Not even thinking preseason. I'm just talking about regular season. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna be good. Yeah. And again, what are you guys' record predictions this year? I thought a lot about that this week. Because. Hey, we're looking at this team with bolt colored glasses, right? You know what I mean? Because we're highly biased, but I think I will say this: the NFL is sleeping on the Chargers for sure, right? And you got Jim Harbaugh; he knows how to win, and but again, 11-6 makes sense. 12-5 makes sense if we really start clicking. But because again, I think our defense did not let us down last year. If you watch my video I did earlier about I shouldn't say that. Brandon Staley let us down last year. As far as like his pattern match zone defense, the whole secondary was an absolute disaster. After he was dismissed, we were the 5th best defense in the NFL for the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
So you have to sit back and say, well, if we could just get back to that, we're in every single game. Guys, we were 1-9 in 1-score games last year. 1-9. That was not on Justin Herbert. It was on our defense. And so, you just have to sit back and just realize that's a big part of the conversation, right? So, by the way, Eddie, I was going to talk about Justin Simmons as well on my video. I still think he's probably the one guy I think we should go out and get in the safety room.
Yeah, that would be a pretty awesome signing to be able to get him out there. I mean, he was one of the top safeties, I think, on the market, but for some reason, people are kind of avoiding him. Like, for some weird reason, I don't understand why. Like, that would be a really cool thing to be able to see, to get Justin Simmons over there. And hey, then you'd also have him up against the Broncos 2 times a year too. So get a little insight with him too. So that'd be awesome.
You guys say it right. It's called the Broncos, dude. They're the Broncos.
There we go again. He's always got
Broncos, dude. Come on now.
My buddy calls them the hee-haws.
The hee-haws.
The donkey.
I like that too. That's good too.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, did you guys see this thing right here is hilarious. I got to show you this. This is like all right. Give me a second here, guys. I'm just going to tee this up. If you guys
I'm teeing something up right now too, by the way. So just
okay, good. Yeah. So if you guys have not seen this was the best part about the schedule release. I actually clicked the button. If you go to the Raiders, week 18, I don't know if you guys did this. There's a barcode scan there on the schedule release video. And this is where it takes you to. It is freaking hilarious, guys. I'm going to turn the sound off on that.
Damn.
There you go. So you click Raiders, World Clown Association. Oh my gosh.
That was fantastic.
Dying, dude. I was dying. That is so funny.
That's so good, man.
That's
and it's so funny because like since we know we're playing the Raiders week 1, I mean, it's an awesome, week 1 type game. And honestly, I would tell every fan out there, be at that game. Like, that's going to be a great 100%. Game. That's going to be a great game. And dude, what a perfect situation for that game. Like Tom Telesco's back in SoFi. He's over here trying to take the old facility to be able to put the Raiders out there and Costa Mesa. Like, that guy can't get away from us, dude. Like, he's like that, stage
that
5
ex-girlfriend that just keeps coming back for more, dude.
Stage 5 player.
Yo, baby, you got to move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got that crazy the crazy X vibes, like she's because he's gonna come back out here to like do everything, it's like, man.
and the cool part of it is that Jim Harbaugh started his coaching career with the Raiders before he went over to San Diego University, basically. So it's kind of like you start bringing back kind of those deep roots kind of thing, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be rocking at SoFi, and I'm anticipating to be there, and I think it's going to be a great one to be at. I mean, week 1's always the best. Remember when I almost got in a fight last year with that Mexican Colonel Sanders? He was a Raiders fan.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You remember that guy? Man, he followed me to the bathroom. I'm like, "You trying to kiss me, sweetheart? What's going on here, dude?" It was crazy. I was like, "What is going on with this guy, dude?" Like, oh man,
hilarious, man. I mean, they're chirping. They're already chirping right now, man. 63 and 21. All right, cool, man. We didn't even have Justin Herbert in pretty much our offense. Who cares? Guess what, Raiders? You didn't even get to the playoffs. It doesn't even matter about that win at all.
I honestly think when it comes to that game, I honestly think that the team threw that game. Like, there's no way.
They gave up. They gave up.
No, they are like, they intentionally lost that game, and they just didn't care. And like, they're like, just let them score on us, because then it's like, all right, because Brandon Staley said, it's like, oh yeah, if it wasn't resonating with them, like their whole scheme or whatever, then they would have been blown out of games. And it's like, they were like, I bet. And like, just like, we'll show you. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So actually, so one of our fans, Miguel, he made a little something for us. So, cause he was a winner of one of our like my giveaways and stuff, and he made this little this video. I wanted to share it with you guys real quick.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Slight little tangent, but check this out. It's cool.
Hey,
yeah, he made a little review, dude.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Oh, Miguel, that's great, man.
That's legit, dude.
Heck yeah, he made it as a short too.
Love it, man.
Oh man, that's amazing, dude.
I like it.
Miguel, you're awesome, man.
That's killer, dude. No, I appreciate that, Miguel, man. And hey, man, you got some awesome graphics there and everything too. That's killer, man. I love seeing that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was super cool. I really appreciate that. Thank you for giving us a good review. And like I said, I mean, hey, we do this because you guys make it fun for us, and so that's why we like to have a good time with this. And I'm glad you like that product and stuff, So we got a lot of merch in the store. So if anyone else wants to get something, go ahead, feel free. But if you also really want to win something, when I do my Madden shows, I'll be doing the little giveaways for that little contest for it. So it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna start those up next week, Kyle?
Yeah. I may even start tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah. Why not? It's off season anyway, so who cares, right?
Maybe I'll do like a double header on for Sundays. Because I want to catch up. I could potentially do the entire season before the season because we have 16 weeks.
I like that.
I may try and do that. That might be pretty fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I know exactly. Past situation is gonna be pretty interesting, man. I tell you what, dude, it's gonna be good. Okay, here we go. So here's Aether's questions. I guess it's your question, James.
Yeah. So James, there is between 3-point lead at the halftime, 14-point lead at halftime. Wait. There is between 3-point lead at halftime and a 14-point lead. Okay. 2 halftimes. Raiders have good playmakers and nervous about our secondary. What do you expect from Minter, especially the first half? Well, I mean, so there's a lot of really good playmakers for the Raiders. I mean, if you look at like Mayer, you obviously look at Devontae Adams. You also look at like
we got Bowers now too.
Bowers. They did, get Powers basically for the center. They started working a little bit on the O-line and everything too. There's a lot that they have on the offensive side of things. Now, on the defensive side of things, obviously you look at like Max Crosby. He obviously has done a great job there, and he's really, really good edge player, high motor guy. What do? We got Joe Alt. We got a line actually that Kyle actually pointed out. We have an O-line full of tackles now. And
yeah,
that's crazy to see.
Oh yeah. I was realizing, whoa, hang on a sec. I think we can actually make Jim Harbaugh's dream come true.
Yeah.
And actually have a line built fully of tackles.
Yeah. It's kind of nuts, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, their defense actually played pretty good last year, kind of late in the year and everything too. But what is who's the other guy that they ended up signing, the big tackle that they got from Christian Wilkins?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big pickup all around. So really, once again, how the philosophy of the Chargers is play physical. I think Matt Money Smith talked about it and said, hey, look, best way to be able to attack a good D-line is keep hitting them. Keep hitting them. Keep hitting them. And that's the whole philosophy of this team. We're just going to keep pounding the ball until we find a way to be able to get it going. And on top of that, dude, we still have Justin Herbert, guys, and we got some good weapons. I mean, I'm not sure who the true one is, but I don't think it really matters in my opinion. I think it's just about being open, and we're going to be able to have those guys open, no problem.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a rotation of players, right? I think the tight ends are going to be used a lot more. I was listening to can't remember which podcast it was today or like yesterday. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on who it is now. Anyways, he was saying, he's like, dude, people are sleeping on Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst as tight ends because they're going to be used a lot.
Yep.
I also think that guy, Zach Hines, that we drafted, undrafted free agent.
Yep.
I think there's a chance he might make the team, and we might lose Parham and Stone Smart. I think we might lose both of those guys.
Yep.
Parham most likely will stick around, but I think he's going to overtake Stone Smart because he's a better blocking tight end, and he's got really good hands.
Yep.
I mean, he's 6'6", like 260. That guy's a gigantic human being, right? So it's going to be crazy. And again, Eddie, you're right. We got Dupree, Bosa, Mack, and Thule. They're going to put them in rotations. They're going to rotate them. And I would suspect there's going to be a lot of, third down situations, you're going to see some really weird packages that are just like, what the hell, dude? They're going to dry hump whoever's out there. It's going to be solid, dude. Hey, play that noise, Kyle.
Which one?
The dry humping one. Dry humping one.
Dry
I don't know. There's a dry humping sound.
Yeah, like the one that, like the baby making music one.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. That's it right there.
Well, I mean, the one thing too about the D line too. I mean, you could add Morgan Fox to that whole equation too. I mean, what was the stat last year that basically when you had Mac, Bosa, and Thule in their sack rate was 25% on 44 attempts?
It's crazy, right?
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
If you look at Jesse Minter's defense, there's a lot more stunts, a lot more movement going up front too. Plus, there's going to be even linebackers, Colston and Denzel Perryman. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on where we're going to just add pressure. If you put Aiden O'Connell in the backfield, who is a guy that puts a lot of, he's kind of an older school quarterback. He's not a mobile guy by any means. If we go up there and start dominating at D-line, dude, the Raiders are going to have a long day of just getting destroyed. I mean, will Mac have a 7-sack game again? Who knows? That would be really awesome to see. But I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. I would say all Chargers fans, just go support that. This is first game with Jim Harbaugh. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I suspect there's going to be some Harbaugh's going to really try to get those seats filled. And
oh yeah.
He's a big believer in this. By the way, I've been wanting to do a short on this video right here. This is Cam Hart right here, doing some off-season work. And he looks pretty good.
22.
Little side note. I mean, look, he's doing a good job of covering his guy. But he's just a big dude, man. I just kind of think you could use him a little more as a safety. That makes a little more sense to me.
But his numbers as a cornerback in Notre Dame are pretty ridiculous. I truly honestly feel that Harbaugh, if you look at what he did with a lot of the cornerbacks, he got a lot more taller, bigger guys.
Right.
And I always felt like Brandon Staley was kind of like, all right, we got Michael Davis. He's kind of the tall guy. And let's go with like the 5'10", 5'11" cornerbacks. That, to me, I feel like that's kind of more of a slot guy, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, Asante Samuel Jr. is a stud all around, but I kind of honestly feel that
little undersized though.
Undersized, but I think he does a better job physically more in the slot versus the outside corner, in my opinion.
Right.
So, and Tristan Fulton's been getting a lot of love too. I mean, Chris O'Leary was chatting about him, and he's like, dude, that guy is a very coachable player. He's a guy that's been really showing out and being a true leader to this team. So
big time. Yeah.
If Fulton could be that dude, I personally think Cam Hart's going to find a way to get to the outside corner, in my opinion.
For sure.
I'm into it. I kind of, honestly, it's weird when I think of Cam Hart, I kind of think of like a Quentin Jammer kind of situation. I wouldn't say Jammer was the best guy at like getting interceptions, but he was a guy that was just able to blanket his guy he needs to cover, basically. So I think he does a great job.
Yeah, he had some pretty good coverage grades. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so like I mean, I would love to see Cam Hart actually starting too. He seems like honestly, I was really hyped on him like pre-draft, and like I really liked him a lot, and I was really glad that I actually got one person right, at least in the later rounds and stuff like that we were gonna get. And I was like, I was stoked on that.
Yeah, he slipped, and so did Brandon Rice, right? And and those two guys, look, and that's the interesting thing about the draft in general, right? You just never know where some of these guys go. And I think I was reading an article, kind of get the impression the whole thing with Brandon Rice was that he was going to his buddy's funeral. I almost said wedding. I mean that's a terrible idea,
right?
Yeah, a little different, but the reality is, I think a lot of people saw that as like, oh, he's not taking this seriously. He's going to this funeral. I'm like, why would that matter? Like, it's his best friend.
Dude. Yeah.
Like, he's speaking at his funeral. And so I was a little surprised at that. I kind of think that's partially what hurt him a little bit downfield. And the biggest thing with Cam Hart, and I've said this before, is that he hasn't had a large body of work. There's not a lot to go off of, film-wise with him. But his stats were good, but it's just very small body of work.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. I'm excited to see him work. I'm excited to see how this whole cornerback situation does, pan out all around. Because I think that Harbaugh has done a great job thus far, trying to fill out that cornerbacks situation. So
right, yeah,
right. you guys want to jump and talk a little bit about the schedule and some of the teams that we're playing against?
Yeah, let's go into that.
Let's go.
So here you go. Let me show this on the stream real quick, guys. So here we go.
Gonna be lit, boys.
You know,
hey, Boat Bros are gonna be at week 1. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, dude. Remember last year we went there? We got the what was it? The little blue fish or whatever, and we were saying squish the fish.
Squish the fish.
That's right. Yeah, dude, that was great, man. But it was hot as balls out there, man.
Oh, man, it was so hot, dude.
Sticky, dude. And I live in Arizona, dude. That was brutal. That was brutal.
Yep,
that was brutal, man. But hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. Raiders week 1. I
admit that some people from Thunder Alley came to me after because you guys walked ahead of me, like they came to me like, hey, what's up with your bro, man? He's doing some stupid shit with some with these fish things. Like, I don't know. People were clowning on you for that one, to be honest.
That's fantastic. Hey, man, you got to talk smack while you can, dude. I think it was a good idea.
It was our own people, man. Like, they were like,
we weren't doing it to their own people. We were telling people to squish the fish. Hey, throw it on the ground. You can squish the fish. Let's go.
Squish them, dude.
Squish them, baby.
Right? Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about this. So Vegas has the Chargers at an 8.5 right now in wins totals. Yeah, I looked actually that's very light. So I looked at the over and unders for games so far. Now, once again, that adjusts as the season progresses. But currently right now, even before preseason right now, we're slated to win 9 games. So we should be essentially looking at the over at this moment. Now, it's weird to say that they actually are putting the Cardinals to beat us on Monday night by 1 point, which that's kind of a toss-up of a 1 point for their favor type thing. But if you look at the schedule, I mean, pretty much everybody unanimously, as a Chargers fan, I think we're going to definitely be over 8.5 at this point. Now, I looked at the schedule and said, how can we find advantages in the schedule that might benefit the Chargers on some level? And I circled basically the Steelers game, obviously the Chiefs games being a big one, Bengals and Ravens, just to kind of look and see what their schedule has, and maybe we could see some advantages with them. So let me show you a bit here on, let's look at the Steelers game and just see kind of where they're at. So they're week 3, early game for them, early game for them. And,
yeah.
You know, you got the Russell Wilson situation, you know, Justin Fields situation. Obviously, Mike Tomlin's an absolute stud as a man. What is going on with this thing, dude? It's tripping out, dude.
Oh man, you bugging? That's because of the ad. I think it's because of the ad over there on the side. Yeah.
So basically, week 3,
it's
very early on in the season. There's nothing at all right now where it's just it's a 1 p.m. game out in the East Coast at this point.
Like that pregnancy ad right there. What's going on there, dude?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that pregnancy ad.
All these ads on the side there, man.
Yeah, it just looks
yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what that was. I think that was like a hotel ad or something.
Yeah. Miguel says you got a virus, dude. You got that Rona in your computer, dude. What's going on?
Miguel. No Rona, bro. No Rona.
No Rona, dude.
Basically, if you're looking at week 3, that's our big matchup to start out the season. There's nothing that, early on, they don't have a Thursday night game or anything like that. They are going to have the away game against the Broncos, and they're going back to the East Coast. So it's an early game for the Chargers, 10 a.m. for Pacific Standard Time. So nothing there at all for a schedule. Now, Steelers have one of the hardest schedules in the season. If you look at how brutal this season goes for them, look at this.
That last
Ravens,
stretch,
Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles,
rough,
Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals.
That's rough.
Bro, I mean, it is not easy for this team at all. Even in the front side.
They're playing the Cowgirls too.
Yeah.
And the Colts too.
Yeah. It's brutal. Whoa. It is a brutal schedule. Like, where can you kind of look at that schedule and say, hey, look, where's their win? Like, you got Russell Wilson there too, guys. Like, you're still trying to figure that out. It's brutal, man.
Yeah. I think realistically, they're the ones that got screwed the most this year. I think this might be the year that Mike Tomlin finally has a losing season.
Yeah,
goes under 500.
I totally could see that. Like, I totally could see that. Like, this is not an easy schedule at all. Now, Mike Tomlin's an absolute stud as a coach.
He is
absolute stud. This is going to be probably one of his. If he's going to find a way, this is.
Yeah,
this is something that he basically needs to figure out how to be able to get this team to win with even 2 new quarterbacks. I mean, remember Duck Rogers or whatever as a quarterback, and then Duck coming out and finding ways to beat us kind of thing. I mean, he's just a great coach. He's just a great coach.
I think AFC North is one of the hardest divisions too, though, for sure. I mean, it's rough.
That's a really tough division.
So
but it's actually very close together. Just throwing that out there, like it's like they don't live, or all the teams that are there aren't like super far away, unlike Chargers like division. Like we got to go all the way to Kansas City. Man, they really do need to change the like division lines, like where these teams are playing, stuff like that. Like I'm kind of like, it's so weird that we have to go all the way basically to Central America, central time zones and stuff. We changed so many time zones. Like,
well, we're traveling the most of any team in the NFL. So which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. And a lot of the schedule that we go up against, we're going up against a team that are playing, they're hopping off mini buys because we don't have a lot of primetime games. So it is definitely not advantageous for us this year. But I think Harbaugh would just say, whatever, guys, it's still football. You guys got to go out there and play. It doesn't really matter. Man.
So if you look at, like, say, for instance, the Chiefs, I think I got 2 different schedules here. I'm not sure.
If
you look at the Chiefs, you got basically the 29th, the day after my birthday.
Hey,
at Los Angeles, you got the Chargers, at 3:25, which is based upon Kansas City time. But they do come off of a Sunday night football game the week before. So there is kind of a little bit of an advantage because they're kind of going in a late kind of game. It could kind of make a little bit of benefit for us. But, I mean, the Chiefs are always going to be ripping and roaring. And if you go into the later game, they also did get a Thursday night game, and then they go ahead and play us on a Sunday night football game. So they actually get kind of a little bit of almost benefits the Chiefs a little bit more because they get a little bit more time to prepare for us. So I don't know if that's necessarily too much of a benefit for us. It's actually probably hindering us a little bit, but I'm kind of glad that we do not have any Thursday night football games because, short week's kind of a tough one to be really have your team ripping and roaring, especially if we had to go to the East Coast. You don't have a lot of time to prepare all around. And there's actually 9 teams that have 2 Thursday night games too this season. 9 teams. You think about that. They have 2 short weeks that they're going to have to deal with this year. That's brutal. We don't have one at all. And I think we have a relatively good, hey, we're playing Sundays or Monday. Pretty much. That's all we're doing. Sunday or Monday. And I'm good with that.
I like that though. I'm definitely happy about that. I think that was a really good thing for us. It sucks that we don't have any more primetime games than we did last year, but I was hoping at least we would have like 4, maybe 5, but it's okay. Like the Harbaugh effect didn't matter, whatever. But I guess maybe it did because I really don't like Thursday games. I am not a fan of those at all. I don't like the fact that you can play on Sunday and then you have to play literally like the Thursday. It's like, dude, that sucks.
Yep. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of them at all.
So I think the fact that we don't have to do that is an advantage in some way.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and Larry, Aether, I guess lost the bet to old Kyle. What was the bet again, Kyle?
What was that?
$200, right?
Yeah, $200. That's right. We got.
Oh, wait, you just hit that. You just hit that donate button real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, by the way, Eddie. Man, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, awesome. Man. Hey, happy birthday, Eddie. Yeah.
And we are going to go to the Falcons game for sure.
We're definitely shooting for that for sure. So this is actually the Bengals game. So I'm pretty much focusing on games that are big games for us. I mean, this kind of enters in a pretty big week for the Chargers schedule in general for the entire season. Now we go from Bengals to Ravens, Falcons, Chiefs from that point. That's a big stretch for us. So they play against the Baltimore Ravens on a Thursday night before they play us.
Yeah.
2 physical team, and the Chargers want to be the Ravens being a physical team. They could get really seriously beat up in that game. And now, obviously, they're going to have some time and rest after a Thursday night game, so they do have a little bit of advantage, but it's not easy to be able to go into 2 physical-based teams. And we'll see if the Chargers become that physical team, which I'd imagine that's what Harbaugh and, Joe Ortiz are actually wanting this team to be. They want them to be a heavy physical-based team. So that's going to be 2 back-to-back teams that are just going to want to punch you in the mouth, pretty much. So it could be a tough one for them. And obviously with the Bengals, they got to keep Joe Burrow upright. If they don't keep him upright, dude, it's going to be a hard season for him. It's going to be a very hard season for him.
Well, and that's the same thing with any quarterback, right? I mean, look at the Jets. The Jets season were a disaster after that too,
Well, that was only 4 plays, and then that was a wrap at that point.
Unbelievable. But he's older too, right? And that's the point. You get older. This is good though. People keep asking, right? Are we going to play our starters in the preseason? I suspect we will.
I think we will.
I don't know how many reps they're going to get, but I think they're going to get some for sure.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah. Venmo, Aether. What's up?
No, man. I think he just needs to make a super chat, so that way everyone can see it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Everybody can witness.
Watch it, dude.
Everyone will witness it.
Everybody will witness. So if we go to the other game that we have right after the Bengals, we play against we have the Harbaugh Bowl, on a Monday night football game.
That's gonna be a good one,
guys. And this is gonna be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And the week before, they play against the Steelers. They have definitely a tough situation that they're playing against the Steelers. I mean, it's a standard Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, so 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time type game. And then we got a Monday Night Football game for us. So technically, this is kind of a wash of who's going to really truly be prepared. We're going to have the same amount of days off. It's not going to be a short week or anything. We're actually have a little bit of extended day weekend. And this is at home versus SoFi. So big game, guys. Big game for this one. So I think if you kind of look at it as all these other big games that we're going to be playing this year, I think we're relatively favoring. I think that some ways or another, there's the Chiefs that essentially come off a little bit longer of weeks and play us.
Yeah.
Which you kind of hate looking at that because they're going to be at home watching us and seeing what the heck we're doing. But I think all around, I think we have some advantages and disadvantages all around here. But these games are the ones that I emphasized because I wanted to be able to just kind of show, hey, look, we got these are the big games. These are the games that are going to decide if we're in the playoffs, if we're playoff ready or not. We kind of look at these games and say, hey, you got to find a way to get out of there and be like, 4-1, 3-2 would be actually pretty good for those 5 games all around. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the season for sure.
So excited.
Very excited. Yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, there's so we discussed that there's 3 games that we're playing that the other team has a bit of an advantage, right? So it's like it's the Falcons, just because of the Saints on week 8. They're coming off of a mini bye. And what was it? The Bengals, right? Is that what it?
Yeah, we already talked about the Bengals.
Yeah.
So, they're called the Bungles, dude.
The Bungholes.
The Bungholes.
That's right. TP for my bunghole. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, I think our schedule favors a fair amount for us. And I'm just kind of glad that we're just Sunday and Monday games. And we're not Thursday games. We're not anything like that. I mean, there's obviously an opportunity that the NFL can flex if they want, but the NFL really didn't give a lot of respect to the Chargers. I mean, we only have 3 primetime games, period. And you know what? They didn't even give one to the Panthers at all. Now, generally, they like to be able to give a lot more primetime games because of what they did last season. Obviously, we didn't do very well last season. You know what? You got to give less to them. I mean, Panthers sucked last year, and they're expecting the Panthers to suck again this year. So that's why they didn't give them, they gave them no love, no prime time. We don't want to have that bad Thursday night game matchup again. I think last year, did they have a game? I think it was Bucks Panthers at home, and it was like a rainy game or whatever. And I think you could get tickets for like under $1 basically for that game. Like, that's awful, man. That's awful. But once again, the schedule's going to be good.
Was it really under $1?
It was under $1. Yep.
Ooh.
I remember taking screenshots and talking about it. And in my weekly recap, I was like, wow, under $1? This is insane.
Yeah, and there was still like nobody there. There was like maybe like
nobody there.
Yeah, like
Nobody
maybe
there.
at max like 5,000 people or something like that. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't like
Yep.
that's pretty awful, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, and eggnog, man. This is I bought this hat 2 seasons ago, I think, at SoFi. And then I all of a sudden saw a bunch of people rocking it this last training camp. And I'm like, what is going on here, man? Everybody's trying to be like me, dude.
Well, you know, they saw you like
We're trying to be like the Bolt Bros. What's up?
Yeah.
You can't hang with us, dude.
they're like, hey, hang on a sec. I like it, you know. So but you
No
know,
doubt.
like I've been kind of pushing this a little bit like on the podcast side of things, but you know, like I mean, if people do want to have a really good time at the stadium, you can actually get, if you have the SoFi banking app, we actually put a link in the description right there, that if you actually have that link, you can actually get 25% off anything you buy inside of the stadium. Like it comes like, you know, the merch, like your beers, your food, your jerseys, all that stuff. You get an extra 25% cash back on any purchase inside of the stadium. And so like,
That's
I don't know, like that's super killer. Yeah, because some of those jerseys could be $200. That's $50 off right there.
That's a good point. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, I bought a sweater there that was like 90 or $100 or whatever it was. But I mean, that's one of my favorite sweaters of all time, dude.
Yeah, and that was after a loss. I told you, I said, James, don't buy it, dude. We lost that game bad, you know.
Hey, dude, it's a loss or not, but hey, I don't lose my fandom for the Chargers, dude.
Right,
you
know?
know?
Got to make yourself feel better after a loss, right? And just go buy something. You're like, all right, you know, I'm still a winner because I bought this. You know,
I'm still a winner. Hey, Kevin, I think we split with the Chiefs this year. I think we finally split. Look, they're the Chiefs, dude. Like they are the team to beat, and they just know how to win, right? Xavier Worthy, big weapon for them, fast dude. So we'll see. But I don't know. What do you think in the chat? What do you think, bros? You know, do you think we split with the Chiefs, or do you think we go 0-2, 2-0? What do you think?
Well, we have to. I mean, if you want a chance at the division, if we're thinking division, I mean, think about last year. Broncos, you know, it took them 8 years to beat the Chiefs, essentially. You know, like it took them 8 years.
Yeah.
But by basically a law of averages, it's going to happen at some point. So, and I predicted last year that they're going to find a way to win one of them. And the thing about it is like if the Chargers win one, the Broncos win one, and let's say the Raiders end up winning one, which they did beat the Chiefs last season. If we just find a way to do that, that really evens out the division. That could be a 12-5 type record that you could find a way to win the division all around. So bottom line, that is a must. And remember, even Brandon Staley, his first game versus the Chiefs, he did beat the Chiefs. So I expect the same from Jim Harbaugh. I expect absolutely the same for Jim Harbaugh. He's going to be a much better coach, obviously. The guy knows what he's doing. He's going to keep this team very, very like prepared for the Chiefs. Like, you know, he came in there and he says, well, who's the ones that's running the, you know, division? Obviously, you look at the last 8 years or whatever it's been, it's the Chiefs. I mean, we just got to find a way to beat the Chiefs because you want a shot at the division, you want a shot at a home playoff game, you got to beat the Chiefs. You got to beat them.
100%. 100%.
So I was just pulling this up. This part makes me sick when I look at over the caps. I mean, over the caps, over the caps, over the cap. Look at this, dude. That is $51 million in dead cap money, dude.
It's insane.
And this is Tom Telesco and Brandon Staley. They're cleaning up their mess, man. And guys, the crazy thing is we were 30 million over the cap with now we're 27 million under the cap, and we're still paying $51 million to nobody. To JC Jackson, who's probably never going to play football again. Mike Williams, who knows what he's going to be with the Jets. Keenan Allen, who knows what he's going to be with the Bears. Kendricks,
he's with the Niners.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, you know, Trey McKitty's still in the NFL. He's with the Bills. I saw recently a depth chart, and I was like, "Whoa, here you go!" I didn't know he was still in the NFL.
I wonder how Eric Kendrick feels about that. He's over at the Niners, and Brandon Staley's over there now because, like, obviously, like, we know that they, you know, I don't feel like they really. I don't feel like Kendrick's ever really liked Brandon Staley's defense, and now he's got to deal with it again. So,
which is crazy. JC Jackson to the Ray turds, huh? That's crazy, man. If that happens, oof, boy.
Yeah. Like they're trying, dude. What is Tom Telesco smoking some crack over there or something like
that?
There's
something wrong with that dude's brain, bro. I don't get it, dude. I'm not a fan of that dude. I mean, I never loved Tom Telesco. I was okay with Brandon Staley for a while until the wheels fell right off the track. But man, Tom Telesco made some dumb choices. And there was a good quote there that said, someone said that Joe Ortiz is going to make some big moves during the season. Wouldn't surprise me. It will be interesting to see how much money we have left over after we sign all of. Wait, who hasn't been signed yet? By the way, I think there's 2 other players that have not been signed.
Justin Aboigbe was signed, so it's basically Alt and McConkey.
Okay,
Ladd are the only 2 that we need to sign now. Probably with about the $27 million that we have. I mean, if you look at the salary cap and everything too, we'll probably end up about 10 million left, give or take, which is fine because that's a nice wiggle room to be able to sign some mid-season type guys, gap fillers. You want to have a little cash going into the season just because you need emergency cash, right?
Right.
Yeah. Got to have some green to make a scene.
That's right, baby. And some people in the chat too chatted about it. They said, "Hey, man, I'm sure the Chargers will find some mid-season type acquisitions during the trade line."
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to see a totally different looking team and how it's operating. Like if we're at a point where we're like, "Hey, man, we can make a run and we could go after this dude, and we only have to pay him X amount of dollars, sign him, and think about Joe Ortiz and what he'll do. He loves those comp picks. So if he gets a player and has them only for 1 year, and they're willing to be able to do a small trade, hey, they'll do it. They'll do it. So I'm excited about where this team could be. And instead of us just basically, hey, we'll sign a guy that's off the streets that we hasn't played for a bit or whatnot.
Yeah.
And just because he's cheap and we just need a body on the field kind of thing.
So Kevin says, I'm 53 years old. What are the chances that he was Super Bowl Friday? Hey, I'll tell you what, who knows, man. Hey, look, there's only 1 team out of 32 that wins every year. So
that is true. That is true.
So it's tough, man. But
I think the Chargers.
This sounds really bleak when I say that verbally right now. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, and I think Chargers right now Vegas is putting them at like plus 5,000, so it's pretty far out there for this season. And I don't expect it to be this season. The Chargers get to a Super Bowl. I mean, this is the best shot, in my opinion, with this coaching staff.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years that we have these guys signed up as our GM with Joe Ortiz, with Jim Harbaugh, this next 5 years is basically our best shot to be able to get to a Super Bowl and win one.
I feel like it. Yeah, like they're taking.
I kind of personally feel it's 2025, in my opinion, where you're going to have your absolute best shot.
Yeah. So Aether wanted me to read a special one. It did get it didn't show up on this chat here, but he wanted to share with something here. He has this comment that he wants to text Philip Rivers, and he says, "Say Aether says to stick that 9 and 8 up your butt. Herbert is going to get us a ring, something you couldn't do. 9 and 8, my ass."
Okay.
Well, apparently Philip Rivers said that. I don't know where he read that or anything like that, but
right.
I mean,
Phil Rivers did say that he thinks that we're going to get 9 and 8 this season as his record prediction.
I mean, there's a lot of people that I see that think the same, and you never know what the season's going to be. I mean, you never absolutely know how the season's going to play out. You don't know what's going to happen with players during the season. You never know. But I mean, it's hard for me, and I'll take a 9 and 8 because if I throw my money down, in which I'm going to put a bet for the over of the 8.5,
$10,000, right?
$10,000 on over the 8.5. We're gonna make that happen.
Oh yeah,
10 G's, dude. 10 G's.
And that's the craziest thing too, is that like apparently we've had like a 7-year streak of taking the under, like for Vegas every single year. Of course, that was Anthony Lynn, that was Brandon Staley, and I think that was even the guy before them, both of them too, right? Who was it? McCoy, yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like, geez. So of course, all those coaches were just freaking ass.
Yeah. Well, they were cheap hires. They were cheap hires.
That's right.
And those two, well, and by the way, so just again, last year we were 1-9 in 1-score games.
Right.
1-9. Yeah. And I always said it, even if our defense was just halfway decent, which we weren't until Brandon Staley was let go. And we got rid of his pattern match zone defensive nonsense. It made a difference, right? If you just play basic defense, guys, and just don't try to be too fancy. And that's one thing that's nice about Minter. Minter is going to show he's just going to show base defense most of the time. Like he's not going to show anything too exotic for the most part. he'll disguise it, and then once the snap happens, you'll see interesting movements, right? Stunts and yada yada, right? So, but it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out, right?
Right.
Yeah, and Leo's basically talking about the most one-score games probably ever as a team, and I can't remember the stat specifically to the T, but Tom Telesco's record was
horrible.
It was unbelievable to look at one-score games as a GM.
Yeah.
It was something like 89 and like it was like 89 and 98 or something stupid like that. Like it was just what you kind of feel. You kind of look at that record and you think, like, is that literally every single game you've been as a GM? Like, has there ever been a time where you've won by 2 scores pretty much? Like,
yeah. Right.
Now, once again, the GM is not the one making the calls and doing the plays on the field or anything like that. But gosh, I mean, I expect with Harbaugh, we're not going to have a lot of heart attack games. We're going to have a lot of games that we feel very controlled. Going back to the 14-2 season with Marty Schottenheimer, being a season ticket holder, I remember I would walk into the stadium just feeling confident. We're going to win. We're going to win. Like,
oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody going to stop us, dude. You know, the chance in Qualcomm and Jack Murphy, you're hearing, you can't run. Like, it was just like we had a swagger to our team, and it was one of the best feelings. And I really feel we're going to get to that point with this team that we're going to have the true electric fence on this defense. That's just going to be straight up just dogs. It's going to be great.
The electric fence. I love that.
He's a dog.
Yeah. So by the way, so Telesco's total record was 84-92. 11 seasons. He ranked 28th in GMs at that in those 11 seasons as a GM.
Crazy.
And it goes off with wins, losses, and secondarily, like, players re-signed, free agents signed, all the above. Yeah. And one of his best seasons was with Brandon Staley, 2022, going 10-7.
Yep.
Pretty bad.
Not
Yeah. Actually, yes, it was worse every single year, Eddie. And it was interesting because even in 2022, we had a very good secondary, but the defensive line was terrible. We were giving up rushing yards. 2023 was the complete opposite. We gave up a ton of yards passing, but the defensive line played great. So just so bad, guys, just so bad. And really, even if we could just keep the defense, if we are a top 10 defense, I promise you, we're at least going to go 10-7, at least 10-7.
Yep.
Yeah. At least. That's my take.
Playoffs is the goal. Like, just get a ticket to the show. That's all you need. And, even to say the schedule and everything too, we only have like one cold weather game late in the season. That's against the Patriots, who are going to be pretty bad. I can't imagine that they're going to be any better this season. I want to say that the over and under for them was like at 5.5 or something like that this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to be tough. They're going to be a team that's just going to be beat up by that time. And, I'm excited, man. Jesse Minter's defense. We'll just watch some videos of how his defense operates. Like, it's something else, guys. Like, just watch some of those college football playoff games against for Michigan last season. Totally different. Guys attack the player with the ball. Like, I always felt like the defense was like, well, hey, cornerback, you got him. Just go ahead and tackle that guy, pull him to the ground, kind of thing. Yeah, they tackle with that whole hip drop tackle type situation. I feel like Michigan's defense never even does that at all. They're very, very like straightforward type tacklers. And I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
Hey, Kevin, I was in Nashville. Yeah, I was in Nashville, buddy.
That's where we moved, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. Where'd you move to, buddy? Yeah, and again, there's a lot to be said about a lot of that, but the one thing I will say also about this regime is Jim Harbaugh has a lot of people ready to go if people get poached to other teams. Other coaches get moved on, right? So if we lose Jesse Minter, there's somebody that could step in and pick up the reins for the defense, right? So we have a very large coaching staff, and we have a large coaching staff. So if people start getting poached, which I'm sure it's going to happen, it's, there's people that can step in and we don't lose a beat.
Yep.
So that's why our staff is so large. Oh, Knoxville.
Absolutely. Oh, Knoxville.
Hey,
I know about Knoxville.
I know about Knoxville. Knoxville's amazing, man. That sun sphere, baby.
Yeah,
Sun sphere. Yeah, I was in Nashville last week. It was pretty good.
Yeah. My brother-in-law lives out there in Nashville, and yeah, it's a good place, man. I just came back from Virginia, and in comparison to Arizona, it is really green out there, and it actually rains, which is weird. There's trees and shade. That's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
guys.
the way, man, I'm beyond excited about the Cardinals Monday Night Football game. Like Bolt Pride 602, man, they're already working on parties throughout that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be awesome. Awesome. I cannot wait for that game. It's gonna be great.
Lit. It's gonna be lit.
Hey, Nick, how we doing? Hey, so guys, I got a couple ideas on videos for next week. I was thinking about doing the best available free agents that we could go after. Would you like to see that? And then I also have my predictions on undrafted free agents that I think could actually make the 53-man squad.
Who's got it better than us?
No.
There it is.
Hey-o. So let me know if you'd like to see videos on that.
I didn't mean to press it right then and there, but that worked. I was working out on that in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 3 home games in a row, pretty odd, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll take it though. I mean, I like to be able to see that we have that opportunity to have 3 games in a row. That's an advantage for us. Let's go. What that stretch is the Titans, Bengals, and Ravens, which is actually a part of that gauntlet that you really need to be able to step up your game. Those are the big games. I mean, I think Titans won't be the best of team. I think they got some good weapons there. Mm-hmm. We should beat them, but that's a big week for us. Those 3 games are major for us. Those are November games. That's how you find a way to get to the playoffs, guys.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, the best teams always perform better in December.
That's right. That's when you want to play best football.
Yeah.
So Eggnog says he's selling his home and he's going to be moving to the Oregon coast. Okay, very cool.
Well, actually, I think that's just it though too. Is like more so like the best teams don't need to play in December. I think that's the better way to do it. Think about it. Well, or January, I guess now, right? That's really what matters. So, and
and Kevin, I did get that Hattie B's hot chicken in Nashville, dude. It was pretty damn tasty. I could not believe how good it was. James had it too, right, James?
Yeah, they have it in Vegas too. It's good. It's good. I mean, I ain't gonna be that dude that's gonna be like, "Yo, let's get that hot," and then you're just gonna be like, "Oh, bad decisions, boys." Hey. That's not good, but it was good. It was good. Also, I'll say this: Dave's hot chicken is pretty bomb too, though.
It is.
You ever had Dave's? That's
hey, we just got one, dude. It's right across the street from a Raising Cane's, the one that in Utah that Post Malone owns. It's right across the street, literally the one Post Malone owns.
That's what they did out here in Arizona. They're staring at each other, dude.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I think that's their deal. Like,
which one do I want today?
Yeah, which chicken spot do I want?
It just depends on which direction you're on the road you're going to. If I'm like, if whatever one's on the right side of the road, because it's easier to get in there, like that's the one I'm going to. You know,
I'll tell you, it's pretty hard to take a left if you're going south on the I think it's Gilbert Drive.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to take a left to go into Raising Cane's. It's much easier to just go to the light, take a left, and boom, you're right at Dave's. Strategy.
I'm gonna go check that out, dude. Yeah, I saw it just the other day. I was like, whoa, I gotta check that out, dude.
480 Bolt fans. What up, Bolt fam? Let's go.
Yeah. And Kyle is the only bro living in California. I'm in Utah. James is in Arizona, and Kyle is in Anaheim.
Yep. I'm holding it down. POP, holding it down.
POP.
Yeah, you know me.
Well, that's good, guys. Well, I figure. Oh, Paris, what's up? Nice.
Wow.
Hey.
I've been to Paris. Paris.
Paris is awesome.
I've never been.
Yeah,
I've never been to Europe, man. I need to make a trip. Hey, you know what? If the Chargers play out there like an international game, something like that, I think we got to go. I think that's going to be one of our future goals for sure, man.
We'll do a video called Bolt Bros in Paris, dude. What do you think of that?
I love J Terra 420's comment here, man. And to be honest, I think this is a good thing to. Oh, okay. See you later. I guess never mind then.
What happened?
No, I hit the wrong button, dude. Sorry about that.
I see it here. It says the Chargers are the best when they're
Flying under the radar.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the league in primetime games. Harbaugh is going to push his team to reach max potential Super Bowl in 2025. And that's the thing. So 2026 season is when SoFi has a Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of one of those things that you're building up nicely to where you think the third year that you're with Harbaugh, you could potentially have a Super Bowl at home. I mean, how cool would that be to be able to have that at home in Los Angeles?
That wouldn't be third year. That'd be second year, bro.
That would be third year. 2026 season would be
2027
is when it happens there. Nope.
Okay. Is 2026 Super Bowl or 2026
2027. It would be technically 2027, but it's the 2026 season because it's going into February.
Got it. All right.
So guys, numbers are hard.
Numbers are hard for Kyle right now. You know?
Hey. Hey, you know what? It's still the morning here, you know?
Hey, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah,
dude. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, I think we got a lot of videos popping up for you guys. And Calais Campbell, I like the idea of that, Larry, for sure. I'll say this, dude. Like, I think I'm gonna do a video on the undrafted free agents that I think could make the squad, and then also some free agents that we could go after. I'm interested. Oh, no way. Lakeside, close to Santee. We grew up in Santee.
That's where I was born.
Yeah, we grew up, dude. Miguel, we grew up. Santee Lakes, man. Oh, yeah, we grew up in that area. That's
that was our stomping grounds back in the day.
That was it. I was riding my BMX bike to 7-Eleven, get them atomic fireballs.
That's right.
Garbage Pail Kids. Remember that?
Yep. I was running up and down the street with my underoos on. Yeah.
That's right, dude.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
All righty, guys. Well, like last thoughts. I'll say this. I'll go first. I just think, man, bottom line, this team is very different. Like it's built different. We built different. We're not spread anymore. We're going to be more power. We're going to be running more 12, 13 personnel. And it's just going to be a very different type of offense than we've seen in the past. In the past, it was put everything on Justin Herbert. Okay, Justin, you go out and win the game. It's not going to be that. It's going to be team offense and team defense. And the team just needs to get around each other to get well and just play well together as a group. Yeah. It's a very different mindset. And as far as the physicality is concerned, I just don't think – I think Jim Harbaugh thinks the NFL is soft with the two high safeties, the small corners. They just want to beat those guys up. Just beat them up with big physical dudes. And it's going to be a very different type of offense, so I'm excited to see it. And thank you, Jay Terra.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. All the way from
Vermont. I've been to Vermont, man. What part of Vermont?
Oh, that's fun. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been to Vermont. Middlebury, dude. I was in Middlebury for a while.
Middlebury. Man, but, my last thoughts, I'm excited just to be able to get this season rolling. Like, it's funny about, I think I've said this before on the pod, but when you really engross yourself with what the heck the team is doing and the NFL is doing, the offseason is so much shorter, and it speeds up so fast. And I don't know if that has something to do with age, too, that just time just goes by so much faster or whatever. But, dude, we're close to having football again. Like, I am excited, man. Like, they still got a couple training camps that they're doing. I think the beginning or middle of June is when the OTAs, the mandatory OTAs will be. And then at that point, from mid-June on to July, that's when you're basically going to, have the training camp open. We're going to be able to be at training camp once again. The new facility, the Bolt, is going to be opening up in El Segundo, too, next month. I'm excited, guys. Like, I think this has been an awesome thing all around. And I've had some people ask me a little bit about how Jim Harbaugh has been so far as a coach. And I said, you know what? As a podcaster and being part of the community, I feel like it's a world of difference even on our side thus far. And it's just awesome to be able to see, guys. And we're so close to football. And I cannot wait, guys. I cannot wait for football to be back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very exciting that. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we actually finally have the season, like the schedule and stuff like that, because now, guess what? If you want a little bit of taste of football, I'm gonna be able to give you that taste, and I'm gonna be able to do some Madden shows where I'm gonna have the games with the current rosters, and we're gonna kind of just do that. And I think I'm gonna start tomorrow. We'll do a doubleheader. We're gonna do the first week and second week for tomorrow. So that'll be the Raiders. And who's week 2 again? It's the Bungles? No.
Week 2
Panthers.
is against the Panthers.
Yeah,
and then but that's a away game, and then the Steelers is away game.
Right.
The next home game would be the day after my birthday against the Chiefs.
Yeah. So I'll be able to get us a little bit of taste of football a little bit beforehand because, hey, it's Sunday night football, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll have a good time. I think that'll be a new plan for the foreseeable future until like the next game comes out too. I'm using Madden 24, so the rules are going to be a little different though still for the next season because you have that weird kickoff rule. But to answer our question too from the actual title of this video, I don't think the NFL did screw us over that much at all. I think we actually did. I think we did end up with a big favor because we don't have any Thursday night games. Thinking about it, because we have so much, we have a lot more time between all of our games. Yes, we have to travel a lot. So I think that was the kind of the compensation, the give and take. We have to travel so much, so we're going to have a little bit more time and rest in between most of our games. So, but even though I think it sucks that we have another early week bye or early game season bye, but overall we gonna do well. And I think, and if you're gonna be a betting person like we are, I think we're taking that over on that Vegas. Was it 8.5?
Yeah, no doubt. And shout out to Miguel, dude. I say I have a couple buddies that are also September 28 birthdays, and I always say, hey, we're Libros, so we're Libros, dude.
Libros.
Shout out to you, Miguel. September 28, baby.
That's what's up.
I love that. All right, guys. Well, yep. And we got to stay healthy. That's for sure, Chris. All right, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. More content coming. Kyle, are they gonna? You gotta do a Madden tomorrow night, or what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, that's what I just said, man. I'm doing a doubleheader tomorrow night.
All right, we're gonna do it then.
Week 1 and week 2. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
All righty, guys. We're the Bolt Bros. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Let's go.
Let's go.